Welcome to DC.
How do you want to go about talking about Wicked Weed? How do you want to start this? I mean,
we can just be like, oh, you probably didn't know this, but there was some news last week.
We were just huge craft beer fans. I want to be boutique. We want to be making things that feel special.
and we're back with another week of Shelfies.
What week is this?
This is episode 11.
Woo!
I'm Turd. This is
The beer guy.
And our show today is a little weird, a little different. We're only going to feature one beer today, but there's some other things to tend to. I don't know if anybody knows this, and obviously I've had some strong opinions about this.
No.
Wicked Weed was bought by Big Beer. I think it was Heineken.
No, that's
Heineken.
That's why I.
Oh no, Miller Lite. It was Miller Lite bought Wicked Weed, so Wicked Weed is Miller Lite now.
What are you talking about?
The line has been drawn, right? Like there is two sides of this, and it's hard for me to accept for someone to be unbiased about it. I get it that like you don't have like a strong opinion about it.
I have a strong opinion, but it's it's on a different level than.
But you have to acknowledge that there are two clear sides right now. There's craft beer and there's big beer, and there is no middle ground.
But here's where the problem is from my standpoint. And I have a lot of friends that do this, so I'm not going to go big into this. But the problem is, and it doesn't really exist in this state as much as it does in states where there's chain stores, where like there's, Harris Teeter and places like that sell. Because what happens is when AB buys something like that, they push out the smaller guys. If you're around here, if you're in Maryland, you're lucky. There's a lot of good liquor stores. There's a lot of really good beer buyers. Not me, but there's a lot of really good beer buyers
you're a good beer
that you can go and buy beer and go to them and say, look, I'm not a fan of what's happening in the craft beer segment with the bigger breweries buying stuff
I also
up.
think it would be ignorant of someone who's on my side of it, who's just a fan, who would hold it against you for selling big beer, right? Like, I would never hold that against you, so I don't think that that's something that that people should do. I don't think that should not be a part of it. So even though there is,
business is business.
There's a left side and there's a right side to this, but my point is I don't want to see craft beer die, right? And like, this is the 10th different brewery that they've bought. I mean, this is the first one that's really got
right. And like for me, it was Devil's Backbone because I had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
That work for still work for Devil's Backbone, and they've been treated very
that's
well.
Great. Yeah.
And so, what you have to look at is like, the people in the breweries, don't pick on them. It's their bosses. It's the upper level of it that are making those decisions for those people.
I got you.
So I feel like it's a little misplaced to be pissed off at like a brewer at Wicked Weed because he didn't make that decision.
Oh, and I got it, but he is also the guy that's been on the internet for the last few years, just being like, "Hey, we are artisanal, we are small batch, we are,"
and
you know what I mean? And like owning the craft beer thing. He got that audience from selling craft beer. He didn't get it from selling big beer.
But I'm curious about, because I've only had a few of their clean beers. My curiosity is why were they picked? I mean, I can't really.
Because
that
be a
whole
polarizing
niche
subject.
of their whole niche market is sours, and they do amazing sours. I was just there like 2 weeks ago. They're amazing. So my thing is, why were they picked? You want to give me that Red Angel back now? Because I love that beer.
No, I'm not giving back any of my pre-AB beer, or InBev beer, sorry. So anyways, guys, no matter what side you're on, just be kind to one another, right? So there is two different sides to this. It'd be ignorant to say that there isn't. And neither side is wrong.
But it's still beer, and everybody still likes beer. And if you don't like it, it's easy.
I just want craft beer to live, and that's why I love things like what I have on the table right now, which is Cherry Go-Go Weiss from 3 Stars Brewing Company in DC.
It's amazing.
It is really awesome. I'm not drinking today. I've already had maybe a couple 4-packs of this already.
You're taking it slightly, I'm taking it slightly. Now you won't be right back. Well, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. We ain't going nowhere. Welcome to DC.
Wait, is that?
What?
Who's that over there?
What?
What's it? Who's it?
How does that
He's
even
just
happen?
shopping it around.
See, again, you drink the beer, they show up. It's
Yeah,
like,
come on down. Oh, we
there
got
he is,
a
Brandon
new
Millhouse,
entranceway.
my man.
What's going on,
What's
guys?
happening?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
guys.
So
Good.
actually, I'm gonna jump off mic here. I'm gonna mic you up. I'm gonna get behind the camera. I've had this beer. I love it. This is probably maybe the best beer I've ever had from 3 Stars. I've had a lot of great beers, but I love sours.
Great.
And you made a beer that's not necessarily a prototypical session sour. You made a beer that's a Berliner yet over 6% alcohol, which I think is very rare and very unique. And also the fact that you guys collab with Other Half is badass too.
Brandon Millhouse from 3 Stars. Tell us a little bit about 3 Stars, and then we'll talk about this beer in particular.
Okay.
And upcoming beers.
So 3 Stars Brewing Company, we're out of Washington, D.C., New Hampshire Avenue, just into the district, Tacoma Park neighborhood. Dave Coleman and Mike McGarvey started the brewery coming up this August. It'll be 5 years.
Wow.
So it's been 5 years. They've been making beer
Seems
there
like
in D.C.
yesterday.
It really does. It really does. So we have a lot of the beers that you have here at Whitey's, our flagship beers, the
Right.
Peppercorn Saison, Ghost White IPA, Above the Clouds, and plus I see you also have some of our sours that we do out of the Funkerdome in the
Yeah,
back.
we do that, and we get
Yep.
the pecan beer.
Oh
Pecan
yes,
brown.
Southern Bell.
Yeah.
Southern
Right,
Bell is
usually
one of
have
our
that.
one of our big sellers.
Yeah,
Yep. So we down there in DC, great group of guys down there, and such camaraderie between the breweries down there. I really like making the change from moving down to DC was
Right.
really good fit. So we decided to go into the Craft Brewers Conference with collaborations from 2 of our good friends, out of the state. So
Right.
Jay Wakefield down in Miami.
We did the Loopalicious.
Was the Loopalicious, so we did a double IPA with them. Our good friends, Other Half up in Brooklyn. And then we did a sour with Aslan, and we did a double IPA with Ocelot.
Okay, perfect. Now,
so this was
is the
created.
other half. So when that
Yep.
happens, how do you reach out to those guys? You say, I have an idea for a beer. You want to come down? CBC's coming. It's cherry blossom time.
Right.
It's all that kind of stuff comes into play, right?
Yep. So Matt, one of the owners of Other Half, is really good friends with Dave Coleman.
Okay.
And he's originally from the DC area.
All right.
And opened up Other Half, and so him and Dave have
Oh,
kept
I didn't know that. That's
they've
interesting.
kept in contact all these years that they've been up there. This is actually the 4th collaboration we've done with Other Half.
Okay.
But this was one that we wanted to showcase for CBC,
So it-
and kind of have a good grouping together.
So we're gonna try
Yep.
it.
It was kind of a Flanders style, like what would be the base of a Flanders. Good bit of 2-row malt, some Vienna malt, and some white wheat.
Okay.
Lactose soured it in the Funkerdome. You've been to the brewery.
I have.
You've
I've seen
seen
the
you've seen
Funkerdome.
our area in the back where we sour everything. After the lactose souring, it fermented with over 1,000 pounds of a mix of sour and tart cherries.
Nice.
It was definitely a beer that we wanted people to talk about.
Right.
So Craft Brewers Conference, everybody's coming into town. It was on tap at places in DC. So this was definitely something we wanted people talking about, and I think we kind of
You nailed it. This beer
we
is
kind of
so
got it
great.
right there.
This is so great.
The guys were in town. We've gone out and done the Festival of Funk
Right.
out at Modern Times. So they contacted us and said, "Hey, we're going to be in town for CBC. We'd love to do something crazy." So we did a what would you call it? It's going to be a real Brett forward beer.
Okay.
So what we did is we did pretty much a solid base of Pilsner malt, some wheat, and some acidulated malt, and used so we used Brett first. So Brett C. So that kind of took over for a little bit, and then we used the White Labs Brettois, which is the Saccharomyces version of a Brett.
Okay.
So really kind of get the Brett going, and then the fermentation of the Brettois. So it's going to be something we've never done before, but definitely it's going to be
It's going to
coming
be
out
cans
soon.
or bottles.
It's probably going to be out in 375.
Like the funk,
just like the Funkyard Dog, 375s, caged and corked.
Oh, nice.
Just like
That'd be
that. So
terrific.
it's coming along really nice. The Brett, it's that big pineapple kind of Brett flavor, and that's all still kind of like coming together.
That'll
So
be money. Two to the Dome's coming out, right?
Two to the Dome's coming
and
back.
that'll be available from distro, so a lot of people
Yes.
will be able to get it all around.
Yep, it'll be in Maryland, DC, and Northern Virginia.
Cool.
And so the Two to the Dome this go round, it was one of those things where it's one of our staple beers that comes back. It's a rotation of the 4 double IPAs that we do. And with this one, we decided to do it a little bit differently, where we kind of did a three-stage dry hopping. And in the last stage, we added some Citra and Simcoe lupulin powder.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be kind of that. So when it comes out fresh, it's definitely one of those beers that you kind of want to look for. Even if you've had it before, we're still with our new brew system and everything that we've just got up and running since CBC. We're doing a couple of different things with the beers.
Tweaking stuff.
Yep.
That's great. That's
Yep,
going to be.
so
I can't wait to
should be
try
very
this.
hop
and that'll
forward.
be available like in the better liquor stores around for sure.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Yep.
Very good.
For sure.
My pleasure, my friend. Good
Awesome,
seeing
man.
you.
Thank you. Great seeing
Cheers.
you. Cheers, brother. Thank you so much
Cheers,
for having
Curtis.
me.
Just remember, guys, they don't call them shelfies. I don't even know how to say that. The shelf turd thing. It's whatever. I never say it.
That's
So
right.
We
Shelfies
appreciate.
here, I got it. Shelfies have feelings too. Please don't call them shelf turds.
You can voice that over.
Yeah, we got it. And maybe tease next week.
Next week we have Todd from Monocacy, and we'll be doing. I don't even know what we're doing for beer, so you have to tune in to find out.